Good morning and welcome to this video on the importance of celebrating yourself. So today we are on the third day of the full moon. So we're at the end of the full moon cycle, but I'm still wanting to come here and talk to you about what the full moon phase is all about. So the full moon is a time to celebrate, to engage with the world around you, and to pursue deep healing. Now, one major thing we often forget is how to celebrate our own progress and success. Half the time, we might not even notice that there was anything to celebrate at all. So I really want to encourage you to bring back this awareness to your progress and successes, no matter how big or small a level we're talking. So I really want to invite you to take time to really celebrate your progress. To celebrate your progress means to reflect on how far you've come in a time frame, right? So the moon is all about reflection. After all, the moon is only visible to us because it reflects the light from the sun back down to earth. So in a word, the moon is about reflection. So I really want to invite you to take time to reflect on how far you've come on your journey. So what does it mean to celebrate yourself, right? So it's about treating yourself how you would treat children or family members or close friends and valued employees. It's about celebrating yourself the way that you would celebrate them, allowing yourself the same healing time and opportunity that you would allow them. So why is this important? What are the benefits from celebrating yourself? So celebrating yourself helps you to recognize your growth, your progress, your accomplishments, achievements, successes, etc. It helps to instill a deeper sense of self-esteem. It helps you to set a good example for the people around you to celebrate themselves. People are like mirrors, right? When you look at another person, they often reflect back to you things that you see in yourself. So for example, when you're triggered by someone, it's because they've triggered something in you, in your life, not because they're doing something. It's not about them, it's not about the external, it's about the internal trigger, about what is it reflecting back to you about your own life that's annoying you or making you upset or angry. So celebrating yourself is a really good example to set for people who are looking at you as that mirror, as that reflection, and going, hey, they're celebrating themselves. I don't celebrate myself. Why don't I celebrate myself? That looks fun. I should celebrate myself. So celebration also gives you an opportunity to pause in between the successes, to just take a moment to be present, to really appreciate what's going on and that you have reached a milestone, or that you have overcome something, or that you have taken some steps along that journey. Celebration is also about enjoying the journey, right? So one of the phrases that I say in my business quite a lot is make the journey as magical as the destination. And quite often when we hit a destination, we're not happy and fulfilled anyway. So we might as well enjoy the period leading up to the destination. Otherwise, we'd never experience any joy or any fun. So celebrating along the journey, celebrating all those little milestones, celebrating the progress you've made since the beginning, that will help you to bring some enjoyment to the process along the way. Celebrating yourself also helps you to understand and appreciate your worth. It's a major act of self-love and something I teach in my Radical Self-Love course. Celebration also helps you to encourage yourself to have fun, to laugh, to play, to let loose, to go wild, to enjoy the world around you. It helps you to be present in the body and to engage in the world around you. And celebration also helps to fuel your motivation and to build momentum along the way. So if you're just slogging along step by step, doing all the things and bored, when am I going to get to the end? Oh, this is never ending. Oh my God. You're going to start dragging your feet. You're going to hit some resistance. You're going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Whereas if like you take a couple of steps, woo, I took a couple of steps, celebrate myself, took another couple of steps, overcame a hurdle, woo, I overcame a hurdle, take another couple of steps, look back at how far you've come, oh my God, look how far I've come, celebrate. Then like it makes you excited about the next part, about taking the next step. It gives you an opportunity to rest or to restore or to fill yourself with joy and energy. So celebrating really helps to fuel your motivation and to build momentum on your journey. So what does it actually mean to celebrate yourself? So celebrating yourself means to consciously choose to do something for yourself because of something that you have achieved. It doesn't have to cost anything, but it can be an excuse to splash out if you want. It's about giving yourself permission to say, hey, I did a great job there. Well done, me. It's about pausing to recognize how far you have come along your journey. And that is really the key point. It's about how far you've come along your journey. And we're going to do a little visualization exercise in a minute to really embed that piece of wisdom in. So just take a minute to consider, what does celebrating yourself actually mean for you? So, for example, for me, celebrating myself means sometimes I buy myself something nice, something pretty, or sometimes something boring and useful. But, you know, I have like a list of all the things I need to buy myself that I don't necessarily justify just buying like willy-nilly. But it's like an excuse to like, oh, it's time to celebrate myself. What's on my celebrations list? Okay, I'll buy myself that thing. Yay. And then it's really cool. Like I bought myself the ancestry kit last time when I finished my radical self-love course. To celebrate the end of that, I bought myself one of those ancestry kits. And the next thing I'm doing to celebrate is I'm buying myself a webcam. Super excited about that. Something else I also do is like a celebrations dance. So I'll put on like a high vibe song. I'll maybe even put on a song like Celebrate Good Times, and I'll just like have a little dance to myself, and I'll be like, celebrate good times, come on, do, 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 do. And I'll be like boogieing around my room. I may put on a a different song or like a longer high vibe list. I may even celebrate just by going for a walk and being in nature. You know, if I have a big milestone in my business or something, one of the things I like to do to celebrate is to get out of my business. Is to take a step back from my business, go out, meet a friend, go for a walk, go out for dinner, have a takeaway, whatever it is. And you can celebrate bigger milestones with bigger things like holidays and tickets to shows and gigs and performances and things like that. Or you can just do little things like dancing around your room and going for a walk. It can be really cheap, really simple, and it's very personal to you what celebration means to you. But as long as you're actively choosing to celebrate with the intention is the important part behind it, really. So now I just want to do a visualization to help you really see the progress versus the achievement, the accomplishment, the successes, right? So I just invite you to get comfy, close your eyes. I'm drinking my magical self-love water today, in case you're wondering why I have a post-it note on my glass. So get comfy, close your eyes, close your eyes. Just take your attention inwards, take your attention to your breath. And bring some consciousness to this breath, bring some intention to this breath, and just start breathing in through the nose, holding for a moment, and then breathing out fully and completely through the mouth. So breathing in through the nose, and breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, and breathing out through the mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose, and one more big exhale through the mouth. Now I just want you to think of a goal that you've been working towards recently. It can be anything, big or small. It can be a practical, physical goal, or it can be more of an energetic, intentional goal. It doesn't matter. You can do this exercise again at a later date if you think of a different goal that you'd like to do this exercise with. But for now, just whatever comes to mind, think of a goal. Think of a place that you'd like to be. Think of a journey that you've been working towards. This could be a self-love journey. It could be building a business. It could be getting fit and healthy. It could be overcoming a trauma or a challenge or a health issue. It could be just working on yourself, improving your life. Any goal, any journey that you're on. And I want you to look straight ahead of you in your mind, and I want you to imagine a future version of yourself in front of you. Now, this future version of yourself has all her shit sorted, right? She's in her power, she's happy, she's healthy, she's got all these dreams that you're thinking of. She's achieved this goal. She's come to the end of this journey that you're thinking of in your mind. Now just take a minute to look at her and feel into everything that she's about, everything that she's got perhaps that you don't. I just want you to take notice of the gap in between where you currently are standing and where that future version of yourself is standing. Take a look at that gap and feel into what this gap represents. What are the steps that need to occur that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be? How far away are you from achieving this goal? How far away are you from being this future version of yourself? Does it feel a million miles away? Or does it actually feel closer than you expected? How far away does this future version of you feel? How big does this gap feel? How overwhelming does this gap feel? How easy does this gap feel? Now, I just want you to take a moment in your mind to turn yourself around 180 degrees in your mind. And I want you to refocus your attention on a past version of yourself. A past version of yourself that was right at the beginning of this journey that you're considering, that you're thinking of. This past version of you that is right at the beginning of this journey that you are focusing on right now. She's right at the beginning. Past version of you. The version of you that was right at the beginning of deciding that she wanted to get fit and healthy. Past version of you, at the moment she decided she wanted to start her own business or she wanted to deepen her sense of self-love. The past version of you that decided that they wanted to improve their life and create a better world for themselves. The past version of you that decided they wanted to quit that bad habit that had been taking over their lives. Visualize this past version of you in your mind. Now I want you to take your attention again to the gap that stands between this past version of you that has just made this decision to do this thing, to go on this journey. And I want you to notice the gap between them and where you are currently standing now. So this could be the past version of you 2 weeks ago at the new moon that set some new moon intentions. What were those new moon intentions, and what is the gap between when you set those intentions and where you are currently now? Or perhaps you made a New Year's resolution on the 31st of December or the 1st of January. Maybe you made a New Year's resolution 4 months ago and you're looking back at the last 4 months and the gap between where you were at New Year's Eve and where you are now. Or perhaps that gap is even longer. Perhaps it's years. Doesn't matter how big that gap is. Just focus on that gap and focus on the progress that you have made since making that decision, since setting that intention, since creating that goal for yourself. What is the progress that you have made since? Because you're still in the middle of this journey, you're somewhere on this journey, you haven't reached that future version of yourself that has achieved it all, but you have still made some progress. You have still made some progress. So what is the progress you have made? Maybe it's only one step that you've taken. Maybe the only step has been deciding that that was something you were going to do to change your life and embodying that decision. Maybe you've actually taken mountainous strides towards your goal along this journey. Just feel into that progress you have made between making that decision, setting that intention, and where you are now. Just take a couple of deep breaths into this. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more deep breath in through the nose. The big full exhale through the mouth. Then when you're ready, just wiggle your fingers and toes, rub the palms of your hands together, give yourself a little squeeze and bring yourself back into the present moment, back into your body. Now let me just ask you a few questions. Maybe you want to grab a pen and paper. Maybe you want to journal some of these points down. What was the decision? What was the intention you set? So just consider that. What did it look and feel like to see the future version of yourself that had achieved that? Where were you along the journey? At what point were you along the journey? How big did that gap feel between you and your future self? And how big did that gap feel between you and your past self? And then how much progress had you made? How much progress have you made since setting that intention and making that decision? And that is the part of this that I really want you to take away, is this progress. This progress. How much progress have you made? However little, however small, however huge, however challenging, what's the progress that you have made? So a really sort of obvious example is like weight loss or income and money, right? So say I want to lose 5 pounds. My intention is to lose 5 pounds. My end goal is having lost 5 pounds. Maybe I've lost 2 pounds and I'm really annoyed because I've still got 3 pounds to go and I really want to lose that 3 pounds. But I'm forgetting that I've lost 2 pounds and I haven't celebrated that I've lost 2 pounds. So celebrating that 2 pounds will help me fuel my motivation to lose that further 3 pounds. To say I'm working towards earning 100k. My intention is to earn 100k. My end goal is to have earned 100k. Maybe I've earned 25k and I'm a quarter along the way. Instead of looking at the 75k that you haven't got yet, look at the 25k that you have got. Look at this 25k and be like, whoa, I've made 25k, holy shit. Look at the progress I've made 25k, wow. The difference in energy from that than looking at like, oh my God, I've got 75k to go, oh my God. The difference in energy, one will help you get on with the journey faster and be like, let's go, let's do this. I'm on a roll, let's keep going. And the other perspective will make you be like, oh my God, this is never ending. I'm just never going to make it. And therefore your attitude will change, your perspective will change, and your whole entire energy will change. So this is just an exercise that I invite you to take into your life, particularly around the full moon. And if you're into the moon cycles, it's really good to set the intentions at the new moon and then at the full moon to look at how far you've come, the progress you've made. No beating yourself up about not having reached the actual goal. But what you want to do is celebrate the progress. Celebrate the progress, not the end goal. Let me tell you something about the end goal, okay? So we set a goal in our mind. This is our goal. We take steps approaching our goal. As soon as we get close to our goal, we're so close to our goal, we set a new goal. And our goal is now over here. So we set the goal for 100k. Now our goal is 200k. So as we get here, we've hit the 100k mark and we're like, well, this would feel different. Why doesn't this feel good? It's because you've moved your goalpost to 200k and you're still that far away from 200k. So you're no longer content with having made 100k because you want this 200k over here. So you still got to plod along. But if you take a moment to stop and go, okay, I reached 100k, doesn't necessarily feel that fulfilling, but I'm going to celebrate the shit out of it anyway. I'm going to have a massive party. I'm going to buy myself loads of pretty things. I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to dance my booty off. Then you get excited. Then you get excited about all the things that you can do to celebrate. And that will keep you fueled and the motivation built to get along to the next milestone. So your goals and your milestones will constantly move as you calibrate to that level. You will naturally push your goalpost further and further along, which means that you will never actually hit your goalpost because your goalpost will be constantly moving. So you almost have to like hit the energy of the goalpost, because if the goalpost is gone, the goalpost has already left the building and is at the 200k building, and you're like, where's my goalpost gone? You just have to celebrate anyway. Just have to remember to celebrate. even if you haven't actually made any progress, just be like, well, I set an intention and that was good enough for this month. So let's celebrate that. Let's celebrate that I tried. So whatever the progress is, celebrate it, no matter how big, no matter how small. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll happily see if I have time to answer them, which I'm sure I will for you. So much love and infinite blessings from me, and blessed full moon. Mwah.